Welcome back to Steam Daily, your daily source for all things gaming. Today, we're taking a look at the game releases of the 6th June, 2024. Chornobyl Liquidators is a game that puts players in the role of a nameless hero confronting the aftermath of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster on April 26, 1986. Players take action as firefighters extinguishing fires on reactor number 4's ruins, dosimetrists battling radioactive dust in Pripyat, and workers clearing radioactive graphite from Unit 3's roof. The game emphasizes the impact of player decisions on their fate and the world's, challenging them to confront or submit to Soviet repression. With a focus on uncovering the truth behind the disaster, the game offers a first-person perspective experience, featuring specialized equipment, iconic locations, and difficult moral choices. Players witness the devastating effects of the nuclear fallout while striving to survive and reveal the truth, immersing themselves in the historical events that changed the world. And now we come to the reviews. Common feedback points to there is no graphite on the roof highlight the game's potential overshadowed by significant technical and gameplay issues. Many reviewers note its rough edges, particularly in controls and atmosphere, and express hope for future improvements. Performance problems are a major concern, with players experiencing massive frame drops, low FPS even on high-end hardware, and numerous bugs, such as dying by standing on a wall and a buggy shovel hitbox. The game's optimization is heavily criticized, leading some to request refunds. The beginning of the game is described as tedious, with unclear mission objectives and soft locking issues. While the atmosphere and some elements are appreciated, the current state of the game is considered unpolished, clunky, and not worth recommending. The consensus is that while there's potential, the game needs substantial fixes to become enjoyable. Kristala is a dark fantasy action RPG featuring challenging combat, acrobatic parkour, and exploration to uncover a detailed story. Players assume the role of a fledgling feral warrior who must master all 6 magic specialties of the ancient sacred crystals. Kristala is launching into early access on Steam on June 6, 2024, with a release via individual episodes. A day one purchase provides access to all 7 episodes at a discounted one-time price, each offering 2 6 hours of gameplay depending on player experience and engagement with side quests. The game emphasizes punishing yet satisfying combat, where players must avoid damage through blocking, dashing, rolling, and deflecting attacks. Victory requires combining light and heavy attacks, utilizing multiple weapon abilities, and casting up to 16 equipped spells. Players regenerate mana through melee combat and unlock cat-like abilities on a feline skill tree. Stealth and nimbleness are crucial for overcoming obstacles, with new traversal abilities unlocked as the main storyline progresses. Players can create their unique feline character, choosing from various fur patterns and clans, which determine the type of magic leveled throughout the game. The starting class influences initial weaponry, armor, and stats, with further development through leveling stats, magic, and feline abilities. The lore is pieced together through exploration, in-game cinematics, an enchanting soundtrack, journal pickups, and impactful NPC interactions. Kristala will be fully compatible with Steam Deck shortly after the early access release. And now we come to the reviews. Reviewers are of the opinion that this Soulsborne-inspired game featuring a cat protagonist is an enjoyable experience with a lot of potential. Combat and exploration are praised for being responsive and fun, with the movement and mechanics feeling fluid and satisfying. The game offers a mix of challenging yet rewarding puzzles, diverse enemy encounters, and engaging boss fights that keep players on their toes. Despite being in early access and having some bugs and crashes, the developers are dedicated and frequently update the game, promising continuous improvements. Players appreciate the beautiful scenery and the rewarding exploration that often leads to discovering hidden items. However, the game does have issues like buggy menus, occasional frame drops, and crashes, particularly on platforms like the Steam Deck. Overall, it's recommended for cat lovers and fans of the genre, providing a unique blend of elements from games like Jak and Daxter, Dark Souls, and Sekiro. Autopsy Simulator, Dead Memories is a chilling and immersive game where players assume the role of a middle-aged pathologist whose life is in disarray following a career setback and the death of his wife. Protagonist's existence is marked by fatigue and despair until a routine autopsy reveals a relic from his past within a corpse, reigniting unresolved issues. The game features meticulous examination of bodies and detailed case files, each with unique stories and secrets to uncover. With cases crafted by real pathomorphologists and forensic experts, the game offers an authentic autopsy experience, complete with graphic depictions of organs and injuries. The combination of realistic simulation and horror elements ensures a gripping experience, blending engrossing gameplay with moments designed to unsettle and frighten players. And now we come to the reviews. Common feedback points to Autopsy Simulator highlight significant disappointment primarily due to its misleading title. Players expected a true simulator focused on observation and deduction to determine causes of death. Instead, the game is heavily narrative-driven, requiring players to follow a linear path by clicking on predetermined items to gather clues, resulting in a handheld experience rather than engaging, independent gameplay. Many found the gameplay monotonous and the story uninteresting, with some comparing it unfavorably to the Mortuary Assistant in terms of story quality and voice acting. The game's technical accuracy in depicting autopsy procedures was also criticized, with some noting incorrect laboratory practices. Although it has an eerie atmosphere and attempts to blend horror with simulation, it falls short of providing a genuine simulator experience, leading to numerous refund requests. Overall, while it may appeal to those looking for a short narrative horror game, it fails to meet the expectations of those seeking an immersive autopsy simulation. Blockbuster Inc. is a next-generation simulation game where players take control of a movie studio and strive for cinematic glory. Players create films, design sets, select actors, and manage every aspect of production from camera movements to sound design. The game allows for deep customization of the studio, from decor to the layout of rooms, and involves managing financial decisions such as buying shares and taking loans. Talent scouting plays a crucial role, as players must discover and nurture new acting talents, each with unique traits and demands. Success requires balancing the temperaments of various personalities and making strategic decisions to enhance the studio's reputation. The ultimate goal is to dominate the red carpet and secure a lasting place in cinematic history. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Reviewers are of the opinion that Blockbuster Inc. shows potential but falls short of expectations. The game's art style, music, and sound effects are praised for fitting the presentation well, and the building menu is noted for being user-friendly. The seamless integration of downloading and uploading sets from the workshop is another positive aspect. Despite these strengths, the game is criticized for its clunky alignment mechanics for decorations and furniture, the inability to pin missions for easy tracking, and the lack of penalty for poor decision-making, which makes the game too easy. Customization options are limited, with many decorative objects being non-functional, and large expansive sets cannot be recreated. Performance issues are significant, with the game struggling to handle basic actions smoothly. While the game aspires to offer deep management and creative involvement, its current state leaves many gameplay elements feeling inconsequential. Reviewers. In this exciting game, Ultimate General, American Revolution, players must take on the role of the American colonists and fight for territorial control over North America. The game offers a gripping real-time campaign on a detailed 3D map where players can build their army and navy, construct military infrastructure, and command their armies on a regimental level. For more action, players can zoom in and engage in massive battles on a battalion level. In these real-time battles, players move their general to gain tactical control, use maneuvers, cut supply routes, and utilize different types of terrain for strategic advantage. Troops are positioned based on their map placement, with some engaging immediately and others joining as reinforcements. Realistic reconnaissance simulates delayed reporting, making communication crucial. Players must build and manage a strong army and fleet, assign the best officers, equip units with strong weapons, and develop military infrastructure to support their troops. Effective supply chain management is vital, as war demands vast amounts of resources. Players can also develop their headquarters, organizing army departments, and managing funds to enhance their army's efficiency and research new tactics and weapons. Let's now delve into the reviews. As observed by multiple reviewers, the game receives mixed feedback. Some praise its tactical battles, particularly citing the engaging Battle of Lexington and Concord. However, concerns arise over the pricing and the decision to automate minor battles, impacting gameplay negatively. Lack of clarity in campaign logistics and limited faction options also draw criticism. Despite these drawbacks, loyal fans appreciate the game's potential and support for the developers. Overall, opinions vary, but there's optimism for future improvements. A Twisted Path to Renown is a PvP extraction shooter set in 1899 America. Dive into a player-driven economy, intricate crafting system, and exploration. Navigate through a harsh Wild West facing challenges from wildlife, NPCs, and other players. Build your reputation, gather resources, and explore the Homestead expansion. Early access available on Steam. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Reviewers are of the opinion that the game's rushed Steam release reflects a desperate attempt for cash rather than a polished product. Core mechanics are described as janky and clunky, with numerous technical issues and a lackluster gameplay experience. The game's extraction system is heavily criticized, leading to frustration among players. Additionally, concerns are raised about the game's origins as an asset flip from a previous project. Despite some community feedback being implemented, the overall sentiment is negative, with comparisons to superior titles like Tarkov and Hunt Showdown. However, there are some positive aspects noted, such as the potential for improvement and the responsiveness of the development team. Overall, it's deemed not worth investing in unless significant changes are made. Sneak Out is a free-to-play multiplayer game of hide-and-seek set in a haunted castle. Up to 6 players enter, with one randomly selected as the hunter. The rest hide, completing tasks and avoiding capture until the escape portal opens. Caught players become ghosts to aid friends. Hunters must stop all from escaping. Customize outfits with rewards. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Common feedback points to significant dissatisfaction with the game's current state compared to playtests. Unlockables are now locked behind orange pack gambling, hindering player progression. Exiting killers abruptly end rounds, resulting in lost rewards and items. Crafting requires crystals, which are difficult to obtain and result in lost items if the host leaves. Free-to-play players struggle against paying users who have unlocked advantageous perks. Penguin characters lack essential skills, causing unbalanced gameplay. Stamina regeneration is severely diminished, potentially tied to locked upgrades. Server issues render the game unplayable. Players express disappointment in the energy system's reliance on daily logins and single-use items. Removal of the skill tree in favor of loot boxes restricts player choice and increases reliance on chance. Despite changes, the game retains its appeal as a free alternative to other popular titles, but falls short of expectations set by the beta version. In this exciting game, Rune Gate, players must assemble a team of champions to defend against enemies emerging from a breached gate. With nearly 200 unique runes, customizable cards empower strategic deck building. Gear, augments, and summoned followers further enhance combat capabilities. Meta progression through fame unlocks permanent advantages for future runs. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Reviewers are of the opinion that the game presents a wealth of information too quickly, potentially deterring newcomers. They suggest slowing down the information delivery, integrating it gradually as players encounter it. Concealing non-essential details until relevant and using in-game prompts for explanations could improve the learning curve. Despite this, the game offers engaging mechanics with promising depth and customization, appealing to fans of roguelites and deck builders. However, some find the gameplay disjointed with excessive meta progression and potential balance issues. Overall, while it may not be universally recommended, it holds promise for those willing to invest time in its intricacies. In this exciting game, BattleCore Arena, players must engage in fast-paced PvP battles, combining shooting, platforming, and physics mastery. With responsive controls, teams must dash, jump, and use their weapons and abilities to eject opponents from the arena. Master physics to perform aerial maneuvers and dominate 3 unique battle modes: Team Deathmatch, Cue Ball, and Free for All. Customize your core's appearance and gear up with unique weapons and abilities to become the most powerful core in the arena. Join ranked matches, build teams, and rise through the ranks to unlock incredible rewards. Let's now delve into the reviews. Reviewers are of the opinion that the game offers a thrilling experience with innovative gameplay mechanics and a variety of perks and weapons. However, repetitive gameplay and concerns about the player base's skill level and longevity raise doubts. Despite its potential, the game's reliance on microtransactions and possible lack of long-term support may deter some players. Overall, while enjoyable, caution is advised regarding investment due to uncertain future prospects. Rocksmith is a music learning service that teaches guitar and piano quickly, anytime, anywhere, offering multiple instruments for the price of one. Access thousands of songs with original artist recordings. Features include practice tools like Riff Repeater and adaptive difficulty, personalized feedback, and a vast song library with top artists like Metallica, Green Day, and Coldplay. Compatible with electric, acoustic, and bass guitars, as well as pianos and keyboards. And now we come to the reviews. Common feedback points to frustration and disappointment with Rocksmith. Players express anger over the forced subscription model, which locks out content from the original game. Ubisoft's removal of previous versions from sale further incites backlash. Complaints center on the unaffordability of the subscription and the absence of alternative payment methods. Users lament the loss of ownership and autonomy over purchased content. Despite some positive comments on functionality, the overall sentiment is one of dissatisfaction and resentment towards Ubisoft's business practices.